Hi, this is Ed Duclos, South Windsor School District Tech Content Coach, and today we're going to look at a couple of apps that can really help us with, number one, giving students a lot of feedback in a very quick and effective way. And then the second thing is a result of the first, we as teachers are going to save some time. It really makes it very efficient for us. Again, Doctopus and Goobric. So let's get going, take a look at what we need. First of all, you're going to have your rubric in a Google Sheets, basically a spreadsheet. So if you take a look here, pretty standard, simple rubric. Leave that first box open. Just numbers at the top. Do not put words in there. And then your criteria down this side, and then your descriptors in the middle. Pretty simple, standard rubric. I myself am not really big on rubrics, so what I tend to use are scoring guides. So if you take a look here, this is a little different, obviously still leaving this open right here, empty box, no points here, so where are the points? They're going to be over here. This is for yearbook, so for like a headline is worth up to 5 points, and there's my one descriptor. This is what I'm expecting. So if the student were to receive a 3, she would be able to understand that had missed something along those lines. So there's real quick, just to be able to, that's what has to be preset. The other thing that has to be done is you need to have a class set that's ready to go. My tremendous encouragement is going to be, please push this out through Google Classroom and have it come back in through Google Classroom. That way it's going to make this really nice and neat and tight for you. Let's get going. First thing you're going to need is you're going to need to get to a new blank Google Sheet. That's it. If you notice that I was in my Google Drive SW Apps account, and now I just open up an untitled sheet. Now I could at this point go ahead and entitle it. Let's say I'm going to go ahead and put in yearbook midterm scores or something. Oops, I got to spell it right. And then I'm ready to go. Now this is going to be an add-on, so I come here to add-on. I'm going to come down here, I'm going to say get add-ons and click on it. And then I'm going to type right into the search. I'm going to type in Doctopus. And the way they get their name is it's an octopus looking thing that's going to go out and grab, see the octopus right here, it's going to go out and grab documents. It says free, I click on the free. It's going to then ask for permission to be able to go through my Drive, documents, etc. and my Google Classroom, and I'm going to allow that. This has already been vetted, so we're ready to go. It'll take just a second, it'll pull it up, and now it's added Doctopus to my add-ons. Anytime that I open up any sheet now, it's going to be here, so I go here. Now, you can see it's right in here for. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look over here. It says select mode. Drop down. I can go through my Drive, which that's not what I want you to do. I want you to have a Google Classroom assignment, so we're going to click on that. It's going to pull up all my Google Classrooms, and in this drop down it says go ahead and select the one that I want. So I'll click the yearbook class because that's where the assignment is that I want to grade. And then it says select the assignment. So I come in here, and like I said, we're going to go ahead and grade the midterm. Now it takes a minute, but it pulls in everything that it can find, all the documents that it can find, and then you click on this, I love it, ingest the assignment. Now here's what I really like. What it's done now, if you'll take a look, it has gone in, it has pulled in, opened up another sheet for me. And here are all my students, and then these are the actual documents right now. Okay, so Doctopus has done its work. It's gone out and grabbed all the documents. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach Goobric. So we click on that. For the very first time when you click on Goobric, you're probably going to have to go ahead and install that as well, okay? And if you go back to exactly what we just got finished doing with Doctopus, you're all set. Now with Goobric loaded, it's going to go out. This is the Google rubric is basically how they get their name. It's going to pull out anything that they can find that has a rubric in its title. So I would suggest doing that. I can now attach my reflection rubric, or here's the correct one. I click on it. Now once I click on that, then I'm going to go ahead and check off a couple things. I do want to make the rubric viewable to students. I do not want to allow self-peer assessment at this point because it's a final product. And I'm not going to go ahead and email them, but those are two things that obviously I could do. And now I attach the rubric. That's what Goobric is going to do. And it's going to take another minute or two, but it's going to pull everything in. But now look, once it's done doing its job, look what it's done. It's pulled in a Goobric link, which means that it's taken the document and it's attached your rubric to it. So let's go ahead and open up one of these. I hover, I click on that above it. Okay, so now I've clicked on that link and it's brought me to the student's work. If you take a look through the student's work, it's got the original document plus any comments that I may have tagged onto it along the way. Okay, but what it's also done is up top, it's tagged in my scoring guide. It will then now let me to go ahead and click. Here are the number of points total for a good solid reflection, and here's the descriptor for a good solid reflection. I'm going to say she received a 10. I know that in my scoring guide I skipped the next one here, headings 5, there's the descriptor, and we'll just go through quickly so you can see how this works. And just giving point values for each and every criterion. And we'll go captions. At any time I can take a look and see if that's exactly what she did. Of course, I'm going through the document, and this happened to be on another tab as well. So we get 10, and we'll come down to spacing, and spacing, let's say, was an 8, and last accuracy, because it was just an initial draft, we'll give her a 10. Now at this point, we come over here and we can leave a comment. Nice work, something along those lines. The other thing that I really like about this is that you can see some of these icons here. I happen to be recording the screencast on my desktop, but if I did have a live mic right here, I could click on this and leave her an audio message. The audio message would be recorded, and then it would drop in a little icon, a speaker icon, so that when the student got this back, would just click on the icon and then would hear my voice leaving feedback. For me, being a slow typist, that's a wonderful tool. Coming down here, typically I would go and say I'm not going to email, but I would auto advance on the next submission. So that means when you submit, it would go right to the next student, right to the next paper, and I could evaluate. That really helps us efficiency and time-wise. I'm going to not check that for this point so you can see what happens, and we're going to submit it. Now at this point, I can scroll down to the bottom and guess what's down at the bottom here. Remember that nice work and remember all the points that I put in. So if you take a look here, reflection, I gave her a 10, 5, everything is right there. Nice and neat. Okay, and that's what the student now will receive when I return them on Google Classroom. All right, let's come back to our spreadsheet and see what's going on with that. There was our original blank. This is what Doctopus and Goobric did. Oh, and guess what's happening now? A third sheet, and that's where the rubric scores are. If you come across here, you're going to see them all right, nice and neat, plus my comment. What I typically will do there is come in here once they're all done, or you can do it one at a time, but I wait till they're all done. Go to the functions, come down to sum. When that's all set, then I come back here and I just highlight all the rows that I want right to there, and I hit enter. Now look what happens. It's calculated everything, and what I do up here, I go grade. That then will have all of my students' work, and I'll be able to tabulate all the grades. At this point, if I wanted to do it and save myself time, I clicked on it here. I have the little box, and I just drag down. At this point, there's nothing in there. I would wait till they're all in there, but it would calculate everything for me, and then I would put that into PowerTeacher. Hopefully this has been effective for you. Anybody that's using rubrics or scoring guides, I think this is an absolute must. As always, let me know what I can do to help you, and have yourself a great day.